Welcome back to Newegg TV. I'm Q Salazar. I'm here with JJ from ASUS, and we're about to talk about the ASUS Skylake ROG Motherboard Series, the big kahuna for gamers. So first of all, regarding the Republic of Gamers, the ROG line of motherboard series, can you tell me what's so special about these?
That's a lot to say, but if we kind of try to break it down quickly, you know, it's a dedicated division with the ASUS family that's nearing its 10th anniversary in terms of the amount of time that we've been designing and developing the absolute best of breed enthusiast and gaming related products. And that's really, when we try to distill it down, what we're talking about. Our goal is unilaterally to be able to design and develop the absolute best gaming and enthusiast motherboards that are on the market.
Okay, so right here we have the Maximus VIII Gene and the Maximus VIII Hero. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on with these two boards here?
Sure. So in this generation, we've actually done a lot to really be able to, once again, kind of reset the bar when we talk about the features, functionality, and the performances. Those are really kind of the three key attributes that we want to target when we're talking about designing and developing these type of boards. And so when you take a look at the Hero is going to be, of course, your classic ATX desktop-based motherboard. And then with the Gene, you're going to be talking about a micro ATX desktop-based motherboard. So the goal here is, of course, with the Maximus VIII Hero to really be able to design an outstanding board that really gives you an improved level of features and functionality when it comes to overclocking, performance, audio, and networking. And then supplementally, the entire software suite is really designed to be able to give you the best experience as a gamer and as an enthusiast. Now, our mainstream series of boards, or our Tough series, or our Pro Gaming series, or WS, are all fantastic boards that can equally be used by gamers. But what you're really going to find in ROG is that next level approach to really be able to push the envelope in terms of design and feature set. For the Gene, this will also mirror the same pretty much almost exact design. It's just going to be done in a smaller form factor package.
So rounding out some of the specifications, these are both Z170 boards, right?
That's correct. So in terms of Z170, they're performance-oriented, designed for overclocking in terms of enabling overclocking for the DRAM and for the CPU.
Okay, they have a very unique look to them, a look and feel. Can you talk about that a little bit?
For sure. ROG is always really about striving for a balance of form and aesthetics, as well as performance and feature set. And our goal is really to be able to accomplish both those things. Okay. So for this generation, we've gone ahead and introduced an entirely new ID that I still think feels wholeheartedly ROG, but once again takes us to that next marker of really being able to have a new and distinctive look and feel. ROG really set the kind of trend for what's considered a gaming motherboard, quote unquote, in terms of its look and feel. And for this generation, we want to maintain some of that heritage, which you see within the red accenting that's on both of these boards. But we went ahead and we went to a much darker overall color scheme that's monochromatic, and I think really complements gray chassis, black chassis, and even can actually have a pretty interesting contrast if you were to put it inside of a white chassis. But overall, I think the boards have a really striking and distinctive ID.
So do both of these boards support multiple GPUs?
Yeah, so in terms of a Z170 based chipset, we do have the ability to support both SLI and CrossFire, so that's going to be available to you on the ATX board in the Hero, but it also would be fully available to you on the Gene. Really the main difference is you're just going to have a couple of extra PCIe slots on the Hero versus the Gene. Also in terms of DRAM, for this generation, Skylake introduces support for DDR4, which gives us much higher densities, so we can go to much higher memory configurations like 32 gigabyte, 64 gigabyte memory configurations, as well as much higher frequencies. One of the things I remember you were talking to me about is how you as a power user love to really have a huge amount of tabs open. You're really looking to have a fast, responsive system. So one of the really cool things for this generation is both boards feature our special T-Topology design. So that maximizes the overall performance that we have for full memory population to be able to reach much higher memory frequencies. When you tie that together in with our specialized ROG RAM cache or RamDisk software, which allows you to use your memory like a form of a hard drive, or allows you to improve the performance of your storage array, it's really impressive in terms of the flexibility that we're giving you, whether you're talking about the smaller form factor board or the larger board. That's
incredible. So what about the storage with these boards?
Storage is really robust, and that's definitely always going to be a key point for any type of enthusiast. So, of course, you've all got all the traditional SATA ports that you would expect on the board. In terms of this board, they're going to, of course, all be right angle profile. You're going to be able to have a high complement. So if you want to run RAID 1, RAID 0, RAID 5 configurations, you can do that. You also have SATA Express on top of that, and then you also, both boards feature M.2. For M.2, they are actually linked into a PCI Express Gen 3x4 connection. So if you're looking for absolutely high level of performance with M.2 based SSDs, you're good to go.
So that's pretty impressive performance for M.2, but what about U.2?
So U.2 is actually a new specification, but ASUS has definitely been at the forefront of offering implementation for this. Like we did in previous generations, we offered our Hyper Kit adapter, so that's the this little guy right here. We're going to continue to offer this as an accessory option. We will also offer a revised version that will have a flexible ribbon design, so that if you want to go ahead and have it installed on the board but not impact your ability to be able to run multiple GPUs, you can go ahead and do that, and of course be able to use the latest generation of U.2 based SSDs.
So for the gamers out there, we want to know, what kind of improvements have you made in terms of, like, you know, performance, audio, networking with these new boards here?
Well, you nailed it on the head. Those are probably really three of the key design tenets, and we go into designing an ROG series board that we're looking to be able to improve upon. So when it comes to performance, we already touched on, of course, that we've got that second generation T-Topology memory design. That's going to give us outstanding memory compatibility and overclocking. But when it comes to the CPU, of course, both these boards are going to really be purpose-built for tweaking, tuning, and overclocking, and taking it to the next level. Overclocking, of course, can help you to maximize and improve your gameplay experience, pump up the frame rate, allow your CPU to not be the bottleneck if you're throwing in really high performance-based graphics cards. And speaking of overclocking, for the first time, ROG is now introducing our 5-way optimization technology, which will include our auto tuning technology. So this will allow you to go ahead and have system-specific auto overclocking for your CPU based on your cooler, based on your memory, and even your power supply. So it's going to be an awesome option for gamers that just want, at the click of a button, to be able to improve performance.
Great. So what about the audio edition?
Well, audio has really been a huge area that we spent, I think, probably the longest almost amount of time for development for this platform. ROG really kind of set the tone for what the expectation is for high performance audio on a motherboard. We originally implemented the first isolated audio design, and we saw pretty much everybody in the industry mimic that same design, and now every gaming motherboard has pretty much a quote-unquote isolated audio design. For this generation, though, ROG really wanted to take it once again and reset that benchmark. So both these boards actually will feature everything that you've come to expect: full audio isolation. We have audio grade capacitors on the board. We have an operational amplifier. But new for this generation is we've integrated a super high performance ESS Sabre DAC. So this is the first time you're seeing a really ultra high performance audiophile grade DAC be incorporated on the motherboard. So this is going to give you unprecedented tonality, clarity, and improved soundstage. Anybody that's going to want to be able to have an amazing experience, not just gaming, but in music and movies, this is absolutely going to give you a great experience.
So this is something for the audiophiles.
Yeah, I think audiophiles, and even if you don't consider you're an audiophile, you just want an amazing audio experience, and you know, whether you've got a $50 pair of headphones or you got a $200 pair of headphones, you're going to get a great experience. And speaking of different headphones, this is the first time that also, it's not just an operational amplifier that we have on the board, but we actually have a dedicated 2-volt VRMS driving IC. The reason why that's important is that will help to ensure that we're actually going to be able to power any type of headphone and be able to adequately drive it with enough strength to be able to give you that improved tonality, open up those cans, and really give you a great audio experience. There's definitely a whole lot more that we've done here in terms of the software package as well, and specialized audio components, but unquestionably it's the best audio design that we've ever put on a motherboard.
Incredible. So moving on to networking, I like jumping into Battlefield 4 or Counter-Strike and, you know, those type of first-person shooter games. What kind of things have you guys done as far as networking with these boards? So
networking is always, just like the audio, a consistent area that we want to improve upon and focus on. And so for this generation, both boards continue to utilize the tried and true Intel NIC. That's been shown to give you the absolute best UDP gaming performance. Beyond that, in terms of the quality and performance of Intel, we have our Game First 3 packet priority software. So where this is pretty cool is this is a special type of software that allows you to go ahead and manage and optimize your gameplay experience for the lowest latency and the best ping performance. But equally, if you're streaming video, if you're downloading content, if you've got peer-to-peer enabled on your system, whatever the network-centric service might be, you can go in at the touch of a button, auto optimize and prioritize your content to be able to have the best experience. And unlike some competitor solutions, which will utilize limited design, which will only work with the physical Ethernet port, our Game First Packet 3 priority software will work with add-in cards. So if you want to go ahead and add in, let's say, like a USB Wi-Fi adapter or a PCIe Wi-Fi adapter, you can also maintain the benefits of our Game First 3 software.
Okay. So if you guys watched our mainstream motherboard series, you noticed that we shared some accessories that are compatible with those motherboards. They're also compatible with these motherboards, but these ROG motherboards have some exclusive accessories that go along with it, right?
Yeah, definitely. You know, like you talked about, we definitely have a huge array of different types of accessories that really improve the DIY experience and user experience, and they're definitely compatible with these range of boards. But for ROG, once again, we want to take it to the next level and really improve the gamer and the enthusiast experience. So let's go ahead and show some of these off. First up, I think we've got the ROG front base. So this guy's pretty awesome. You know, we spent a huge amount of work to really be able to provide you the absolute best audio experience on the motherboard. But one thing that we definitely found in terms of our analysis is that chassis tend to actually be the weak point. They tend to actually have lower quality cabling. They have a higher susceptibility to causing interference on that cabling. So what we did is we went ahead and developed an actually specially shielded cable that comes with your ROG front base.
Okay.
You connect that to the motherboard, and then you connect that other end to the front base in itself. And that what allows you to do is bypass that, maintaining the best performance for your front headphone and for your microphone. Beyond that, you have full ability to go ahead and do one-touch overclocking, control your fans, be able to go ahead and have a quick escape button, quick charging in terms of front USB port, and overall just have a cool digital readout of all the key information values on your system in terms of how it's running.
That's pretty awesome.
Now on the other end of the spectrum, we have a device that's somewhat similar, but takes it to a whole nother level for especially tweakers, tuners, and enthusiasts. And that's going to be this guy with the OC Panel. So the OC Panel, you can see right here, I've actually got in my handheld fashion, which this would be designed for tweakers, tuners, and enthusiasts. You can go ahead and adjust things like the multiplier, voltages on the fly, all on a hardware level. You can go ahead and slide off the front end. Once you make that, you can go ahead and attach additional fans. You can make connections directly to graphics cards to be able to monitor and volt them.
Incredible.
You have probe points that if you want to go ahead and have advanced temperature monitoring, you can go ahead and do that. But for basic users, you can actually rotate it and then use the adapter to put it in a 5 1/4 bay and pretty much have very similar functionality that you would have with the front base. So if you want to be able to have one-touch overclocking, adjust your fan profiles, see all the key values as far as how your system is performing and how it's operating, you can do that. So all the way around, definitely I think you can see that this really brings together that goal of, once again, providing really enthusiast-centric features and functionality for our different types of ROG users. And the last one is one that we did highlight in the mainstream series, but I think we really want to call out because what we see with a lot of ROG users is they want a huge level of fan connectivity.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So this one will still also support the fan extension module.
Great.
So this will give you the ability to add essentially 3 more additional headers for fans, along with additional temperature input sources beyond what we already have on the boards. So when it comes to the fan control functionality, ROG series will offer, once again, the absolute best fan controls.
No argument here. So wrapping up, what's new and unique with the I/O ports on these boards?
So, you know, pretty much ROG's got a packed set of features when it comes to the back I/O, and you're definitely going to want to check out all the information on that because there's a lot of specialized features. But first and foremost, we've got USB 3.1. We also have USB 3.1 Type-C connector, which a lot of people are excited about as being a future universal-oriented connector. We also have our AR Charger Plus technology. So this is a new addition in terms of quick charging. So compared to previous generations, you can now go ahead and quick charge and still enable data syncing. So that's going to be a benefit, and it works across all types of devices. So whether you're iOS, Android, Windows Mobile, doesn't matter. You can quick charge your system even when it's powered off.
Okay, great. Well, once again, JJ, you've floored me with your master motherboard prowess. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out, man.
I appreciate it. As always, it's been awesome to be able to provide you guys information.
No doubt. So if you guys haven't seen the mainstream series and the pro gaming series, make sure you check out those videos too for more on these boards. My name is Q Salazar. This is JJ from ASUS. So thanks for watching.